Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Viveen Kaura. This is the Discovery of Life Today YouTube channel. My goal right now is to go over 9 easy steps for you to follow to get lean. I believe anybody can follow these steps starting today and start seeing the progress even in the next 30, 60, and 90 days. The reason I want to go over these 9 tips here is because I feel there's billions of dollars being spent by everybody worldwide, and a lot of people are experiencing failure for what they should be experiencing success in. If this sounds familiar to you, don't worry, you're not alone, but we can definitely go ahead and change that today by having you start following the 9 steps that I'm going to go through in a little bit of detail. The reason I decided, and I want to get lean for myself is, I want to be healthy well over the age of 100. I do want to have the ability to not have to use a cane or any sort of assistance or a wheelchair into that age, and staying healthy, I believe, will allow me to get to that age, and 2, be healthy enough to not worry about having a cane and stuff, because there are people that don't have, that need assistance, I guess, because of the ailments they don't have because they stay healthy. I would think that it is important for us to live as long as we can, so we don't also look at pharmaceuticals and doctors as the answer to having us stay healthy forever. New Year's Eve, a lot of people make, resolutions saying that, the holidays are here, we're going to take off all this weight, all the extra weight that they've consumed over Christmas, for example. And, I think it all starts with not just looking at New Year's Eve, but really looking at the big picture of everything that happens in a 365 days. No one's perfect. I know a lot of times we end up eating chips, cookies, crackers, French fries, burgers, and pizza, and maybe pasta as well. And these things happen because, we don't know sometimes what else to eat. But the problem is not those type of foods. It's because we overindulge in those foods and not really consider how much we're eating or what we're eating. So what I'm going to do now is, when you're ready here, I'd recommend, if you want, get a piece of paper, a pen, maybe a Word document, or even Evernote. Take that out, take some notes, and write down whatever you feel is important for you that'll help you move forward in your journey. The first thing I'd suggest is remove all the junk food from your home. This means go into your pantry and go into your fridge and clean it out. This means get rid of all the cookies and chips and candies and anything that is not good for you. You'll know what is not good for you typically, because those foods are typically high in sugar, fats, carbs, and salt, and usually are pretty processed type foods as well. So anything canned is usually processed, or at least has a lot of salt. If the items have not been opened, what I would recommend is definitely donating them. I'm sure there's a lot of great charities that would enjoy getting some of this food so they can give it out to people who are a little less fortunate than yourself. Now, if these items are open for any reason in the fridge or pantry, you have 2 choices. 1, you can eat it, or 2, you can throw it out. I would rather have you throw it out. Not that I enjoy throwing food out at all, but it's about getting serious about your goals and your health, so you have to take that step. Number 2, I would recommend eating the right amount of proteins, carbs, and fats for every single meal. This means calculating the number of macros you need in your diet. That means the exact amount of grams of fat, carbs, and protein you need based on your weight and your activity level, say in and outside of the gym. What I would recommend is preparing the breakfast for the day before. The reason I suggest this is a lot of people miss breakfast in the mornings because everybody gets busy and says, oh, I'll just grab a coffee and a bagel, or a coffee and a muffin. And although this is okay once in a while, if you do this on a continued basis, this is not going to be really helpful and success to you for your health goals. Number 3, do not snack after dinner. If you're just getting into the gym, or starting to do yoga, maybe cardio, CrossFit, bike, cycling, walking, or even hiking, you're going to notice that you're going to be hungrier than normal. That's normal because, your body is wanting some more food because it's starting to burn energy and it needs more energy to keep itself fueled. I'd still recommend not eating after dinner. So some people I know eat dinner maybe 6 o'clock, some people eat dinner around 8 o'clock, and a lot of us don't go to sleep till 10, 11 o'clock, maybe even 12 o'clock, and we tend to get hungry about that middle of that time. So I recommend, what I've done is I've set up 6 meals a day for me to eat. They're very small meals. They include all the right amount of fats that we talked about, proteins and carbs with all the right amount of grams of each one I need for each meal. So what I've done is calculated exactly what I need for a snack between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, based on me not getting hungry while I'm sleeping. So and making sure that I'm not fasting for long periods of time, and that is exactly what number 4 is. I don't want you to fast for long periods of time, although for religious reasons this might be okay. Ramadan just passed, or may just be coming up depending on when you're watching this video, or other religious reasons. But for the most part, I recommend not doing that for long periods of time. Sometimes people think it's a good idea to skip a meal to lose weight, and the logic behind it is pretty sound. Sure, you might lose some weight in the short term, but we're trying to set up long-term health goals for you to experience a long life, living past 100, and having the ability to not use a cane or wheelchair or other sort of assistance devices if possible. If you're gonna not eat the recommended calories that you need to eat every day, what will happen is, for the short term, you might lose weight, but you'll actually start putting on more weight because you're skipping meals and putting your body into something called starvation mode. So the next time your body eats a meal, it actually holds on to all the calories instead of burning those calories, because it doesn't necessarily know when you might feed it again. So what I'd recommend, like I said earlier, is going with maybe a 5 or 6 meal plan during the day. So maybe a couple of bigger meals and maybe 2 snacks, for example, or 3 snacks, for example. The next one, don't quit at your first setback. Not everyone is going to accomplish their goal the first time they attempt that goal. I mean, that's why we have New Year's resolutions, and it's why a lot of people make the same resolutions every year, year after year after year, because they know they weren't able to accomplish it. But if you stick to it and keep trying to do the right things and don't quit at your first setback, you will be able to succeed. There are going to be times that you're not going to be able to, control what you have for breakfast or what kind of snacks you have. It might be because you have a meeting, or you're going out, or you're not able to take your lunch with you, for example. But that's okay. It's about making the right choices when you don't have the ability to, choose what you want to eat or take what you want with you. There are going to be times you might be at a party or a work event or even on vacation, and you may have only kind of like unhealthy things as options. You can still potentially eat those, but eat them in moderations. Okay, don't get mad at yourself if you get off track. Just get back on track. This is about fitness and health, and it's about the long-term gain. So if you have one small setback over one small meal, don't worry about it. But get back on track and try not to do that again, after another, right? It's when you keep doing it over many times, that's when it starts negatively impacting you. If you're going to eat the whole bag of chips, for example, and you can't stop yourself, maybe take a step back and see why you were not able to stop yourself, and what kind of thoughts were going through your mind when you did eat that chip bag, because sometimes a lot of people do associate food with feelings and mood. So just make sure you're eating for the right reasons. The next one, we talked about it. It was enjoying everything in moderations. Nowadays we would like to eat all our food, guilt-free, and enjoy it because we're told we got one life to live, so you might as well enjoy all the food that we have available to us. And absolutely, we only have the one life to live, but why not try to make it the longest life possible? If you're going to drink a beer, a wine, let's say a cocktail, remember to drink it in moderations. 1 glass of beer with a meal here and now is okay. Even a glass of wine is okay as well, every so often. It's when you have that 3rd or 4th glass of a beer, wine, or a cocktail, that's what starts taking away from the goals that you've set for yourself. Remember, although you may enjoy that extra glass of beer or wine or a cocktail today, it's just nothing but empty calories that you do have to count when you're looking at your fats, your carbs, and your proteins. If you're not able to, take the steps that you need for moderation, ask somebody to help you out and say, hey man, stop me from eating what it is, right? I understand eating food is not a crime, it's not. But we have to choose. If we really want to stick to our goals, then we really have to control what we eat if that is our true desire. What I would also recommend is maybe taking a look at a fitness app on your phone or a food app on your phone. When you have to start inputting information in your phone so you can actually see what you're eating every single day, to see exactly the amount of macros you're eating every single day, you will start actually eating everything in moderation. You'll actually start watching what you're eating, because when you have to put it into the phone, you really start looking at it and saying, okay, well, do I really want to put this in the phone? Which means, do I really want to put that into my body? The next one. So I believe this is number 7. Eat pre and post workout meals. Now, if you're working out in the gym, this is definitely a good idea. Even if you're working out lightly, this may be a great idea. Obviously, you're gonna have to eat based on your macros as well. It's not unusual for people to go to the gym and have a pre and a post workout meal. What this usually means is they're gonna make sure they have enough energy to go through the whole workout and complete the whole workout and not get tired while they're doing it. And then they're going to actually have a meal after they work out as well, because once they've worked out their muscles and they've caused them to get tired, they've built up a lot of different lactic acids and whatnot in the body. They want to give the muscles now nutrition so they can start healing and use that nutrition to get better. What I would also recommend is maybe keeping a protein bar or a protein shake with you in your bag, and anytime you need one, you can also have one, and it can also help fuel, repair, and energize your muscles and your body. Number 8. I would suggest using less condiments when you're eating your meals. I'm just gonna be very open with you guys. I used to be the king of condiments. I love having different sauces. I used to have lots of ketchup and different barbecue sauces and various hot sauces and mayo and soy sauce and a bunch of other dipping sauces that I used to keep in my fridge. To this day, I used to think it was great for me to have 5 different dipping sauces, because for my French fries, it would just give me a bunch of different flavors, and and it's kind of what we see on the TV. We're kind of told, enjoy all these little sauces because they're great tasting and whatnot. 10 years later now, I've realized that one dipping sauce is more than enough. So what I typically do is I just usually have a hot sauce, again, something that's not full of sugar. I usually try to stick to sauces that are less ingredients as possible as well. What I've also started doing is, instead of using sauces such as barbecue sauce and ketchup, what I also started to do was use dry rubs or spices such as cayenne peppers, mustard powder, garlic powder, and ginger powder to add that additional taste to my food. And that is obviously going to be good for you as well, because there's a lot of anti-inflammatory properties with different spices. Number 9. If you're going to have a cheat meal, hey, don't be mad about it. You can have one. If you've been eating good, for 7 days, that means, let's say you're having five meals a day over 7 days. That's 35 meals. That means if you have one cheat meal a week, that's not a bad thing. Your body does need maybe a little spike in its sugar. It does need a spike in fats and proteins and carbs every so often. What I've done is I've actually included my cheat meal as a part of my everyday meal as well. So Saturdays are my cheat meal. Saturdays I do not work out as well. So what I've done is, based on my current calorie and current intake, I have an 1800 calories. So what that means is I've included a cheat meal to stay within my proteins, carbs, fats, and the exact amount of macros I need to eat to get to that 1800 calories. So that means I have myself a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, I have some good snacks, and then I'll definitely have an enjoyable cheat meal as well. So I might go for a pizza, I might go for a burger, I may go for fried chicken or whatever I really wish to have, but as long as I stay within my calorie count for the day, I'm a happy guy. I do also do one other thing. So if I know I'm going to be going out that evening, for example, on a Saturday, I'll actually adjust what I eat for breakfast, lunch, and my snacks according to where I think I'll be going that night, or what type of food will be available on wherever I go. The one thing to always remember is, you deserve to have a cheat meal. We are living this one life for sure. We're trying to be as healthy as possible. Again, we can't be clean for every single day for the rest of our life. Depending on who you are, sometimes you can be. If you're looking to be a bodybuilder and into that type of discipline, then absolutely you may not want to be having cheat meals, but you may enjoy those cheat meals because the more muscle you have, the quicker and easier it is for you to actually burn off those calories from cheat meals as well. I suggest do not overeat and always eat the proper portion size, even if it is a cheat meal. I want to give you just an extra bonus tip for getting lean and healthy for summer or in the rest of your life. One of the things I suggest is make sure you are always drinking enough water in your day. My suggestion to you is drinking 3 to 4 liters of water a day, especially if you're working out. If you're working out in the gym and you're on the treadmill, whatnot, it's easy to go through 1 liter of water, no problem. So my suggestion to you is start drinking to 2 liters of water a day. And as you get to 2 liters and it becomes comfortable, start getting to 3 liters and eventually work your way to 4 liters of water a day. What that does is it really does help flush all the toxins out of your body, keeps you hydrated, and keeps you eating less as well, which will keep you thinner and leaner as well. If you have any questions, shoot me some comments on this YouTube channel. You're also able to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Make sure you like it. Remember, this is Naveen Kaura from DiscoverYourLifeToday.com. I'm more than happy to answer any questions I can. If you need any help with staying on track to reaching your goals, let me know. I'll see what I can do to help you. You can find me on my Facebook page as well. I'll put that in the comments below, as well as you can find me on Twitter on DiscoverYourLifeToday.com. And I hope you have yourself a great day and good luck. And I hope you're able to apply these 10 principles and get yourself to the body you deserve and be lean as you'd like. Thank you so much. Have a great day.